I'm here with a book talk. This is actually my first book talk that I've done. I'm going to be talking about Paper Towns by John Green, and I'm going to put this down now because it's messing with my lighting. So I'm going to be talking about Paper Towns by John Green and how I felt whenever I was reading it. And this is going to be very spoilery, so if you haven't read the book and you still want to read the book, then I would suggest not watching this. And I'm going to get into it. So I was very skeptical about starting this book because I had heard that there was a possible suicide in it, and 2 weeks before starting this book, my cousin actually committed suicide. So, hence the no makeup. I'm not sure if I'm going to cry. I'm actually starting to tear up right now just talking about it. But this is going to be very personal, and if you have an issue with somebody talking about suicide, or you don't really want to hear all my feelings about this, then I'll see you later. But I read this book 2 weeks after my cousin had committed suicide, and for those of you who have read the book, it follows two main characters, Margot and Q. So first, when they're little, they find a dead body in a park, and they're told that he committed suicide because his wife was divorcing him. Then, growed up, they're in high school, and Margot knocks on his window in the middle of the night and says they're gonna go on an adventure. And they go on their adventure all night, and he has a feeling that she's depressed and that he keeps thinking about the dead body that they found and how I don't want to say too much, but I don't want to. So, needless to say, the next morning, Margot runs away. She runs away all the time. So the next morning, she's run away. And he finds out that all the other times she's ran away, she's left clues behind, like helping people to find her and to see where she is. Well, he starts looking for these clues, and he starts finding a bunch of them, and a lot of them that he's finding seems to be pointing to the fact that she might at least be wanting to kill herself. He keeps looking for her, and he finds out that she might be in a paper town, which he finds out that paper towns are abandoned subdivisions. And so he keeps looking in all these abandoned subdivisions and looking for Margot, but also trying to prepare himself in case he finds her body. And I know it's a John Green book, and I know he probably wouldn't do that to us. But the whole time that I was reading this book, it was like a horror story, because I kept wondering, like Q was, I kept wondering if he was going to find her dead. And it just kept making me think about my cousin, and I'm crying again. It just kept making me think about my cousin and wondering what he was thinking and what he was feeling whenever he killed himself. It was very, very hard for me to read this book. So skipping ahead to the end, he ends up finding her and she's not dead. And that's a huge spoiler, I'm sorry. But whenever he found her alive, I was so happy. And this book meant so much to me, even though it was really hard to read, and it just talking about it reminds me about my cousin. I put this off for so long. I read it like a month ago and it's still, it's just, I'm sorry. It's really hard for me to talk about this book, and it was really hard for me to read it. But like now, every time I read it, I'm gonna be reminded of my cousin. And don't get me wrong, it's a very fun and very funny book. There's lots and lots of lighthearted moments and they're totally awesome. But for somebody who the possibility of suicide is very, very close, I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say. I really enjoyed the book and I'm definitely going to keep it. I'll probably reread it later on. Since I read it so close to my cousin dying, I'm not sure if I can read it without thinking of him. Well, I guess I'll see you next time.